At 76, Irene had always considered herself a fairly healthy woman. She walked 3 times a week with the neighborhood ladies, kept up with her garden, and only saw the doctor twice a year. But lately, she felt different, more tired in the mornings, stiff in her fingers, and oddly forgetful. Her energy felt like it was draining faster than usual, and the mirror showed a woman whose skin was duller, whose eyes looked a little tired. During one routine checkup, her doctor, a kind but blunt woman named Dr. Harris, put down her clipboard and gave her a look. Your numbers are okay, Irene, but your body's asking for more support, food wise. You're not 20 anymore. What you eat now matters more than ever. Irene blinked. You think I'm not eating well? I think you're eating the same way you did 30 years ago, Dr. Harris replied gently. And your body's changed. It's time your meals changed too. That night, Irene sat at her kitchen table, an old spiral notebook in front of her. She scribbled at the top, 10 foods every senior must eat. Then, she pulled out her laptop and started researching, combining her doctor's advice with articles, nutrition sites, and good old common sense. One by one, she made a list of foods, simple everyday ingredients that could boost her energy, protect her brain, ease her joints, and maybe even help her feel like herself again. She began integrating them, slowly but intentionally, into her life. 1. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, collards. Dr. Harris had stressed this first. These weren't just rabbit food, they were brain protectors. Irene added spinach to her scrambled eggs. She tossed kale into soups. Within a couple of weeks, she noticed she was remembering names a little faster, and reading didn't make her as mentally tired. The fog was lifting. 2. Salmon, omega-3s, they said. Heart and brain health. Irene had always liked fish, but it had fallen off her shopping list. Now, every Sunday, she baked a small fillet of wild salmon with lemon and garlic. It became her ritual. Within a month, she swore her joints felt less creaky, and her mood a bit lighter, more balanced. 3. Berries. Her friend Dolores had sworn by blueberries, calling them brain candy. Irene thought it was silly, but the science backed it up. Antioxidants, memory boosters. She started keeping frozen mixed berries in the freezer. She tossed them into oatmeal and yogurt. Sweet, tart, easy, and perhaps magic. She began to feel sharper, less scattered. 4. Greek yogurt. Not the sugary stuff, but the plain, thick kind. High in protein, good for bones, gentle on digestion. Irene started eating a small bowl with a drizzle of honey and a handful of walnuts. Her gut felt more settled. The bloating she used to get after lunch? Gone. Plus, it kept her full for hours. 5. Nuts and seeds. They were packed with healthy fats, fiber, and minerals. Irene made her own mix: almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and sunflower seeds. She kept a jar by the sink and would grab a handful when she passed by. Her nails grew stronger. Her skin didn't feel as dry, and when she got a bit peckish between meals, they kept her from reaching for cookies. 6. Sweet potatoes. She used to eat white potatoes with everything: fried, mashed, roasted. But sweet potatoes? They were her new comfort food. Loaded with vitamin A and fiber, they helped her digestion and gave her energy that didn't crash an hour later. She baked them, mashed them with cinnamon, even cut them into fries. It was like dessert with benefits. 7. Beans. Irene hadn't cooked beans in years. They reminded her of hard times, of stretching meals for 5 kids on one paycheck. But now, they were her secret weapon: fiber, protein, heart health in every scoop. She added black beans to her tacos, chickpeas to salads, and made a simple lentil soup every Thursday. Her blood pressure improved. She didn't feel as sluggish after meals. Beans filled her without weighing her down. 8. Oats. She had grown up on oatmeal, but over the years, she'd switched to toast and jam. It was time to go back. Oats lowered cholesterol, supported digestion, and gave steady energy. Irene made them her canvas, sometimes with berries, sometimes with bananas and peanut butter. Warm, nostalgic, and now deeply functional. 9. Avocados. Rich in healthy fats and potassium, avocados were the one food her doctor nearly insisted on. They were good for the heart, great for blood pressure, and perfect for brain health. Irene mashed them on whole grain toast, sliced them into salads, and blended them into smoothies. She felt more satisfied after meals. She snacked less, and slowly her weight began to balance out. 10. Turmeric. Not a food on its own, but a spice worth gold. Anti-inflammatory, protective, powerful. Irene started adding a pinch to her soups and a sprinkle to scrambled eggs. She even tried golden milk one evening, warm almond milk with turmeric and honey. Her hands, often stiff in the morning, began moving with more ease. By month 3, Irene was a different woman. She had more energy, not wild or youthful energy, but steady, reliable momentum. Her mind didn't wander as much. Her digestion was smoother. Her joints didn't scream at her when she knelt to pull weeds. She looked at herself in the mirror one morning and smiled. The sparkle in her eye was back. One Sunday, her daughter Laura came over for brunch. As they sipped tea and munched on oatmeal with berries and walnuts, Laura looked at her. "Mom," she said slowly, "you look amazing, like glowing." Irene laughed. "I changed my groceries. That's all." But it wasn't just groceries. It was intention, awareness, and love. Love for a body that had carried her for over 70 years and still had so much life left. She opened her notebook that evening, flipped past the food list, and wrote a new title at the top: 10 More Years of Feeling This Good. Because she wasn't trying to eat to survive anymore. She was eating to thrive.